Presentation skills to be a strong guide for your audience.
Hello again, students. My name is Huang.
And I'm Michael. Welcome back to our fun journey through the world of EMI presentation skills.
Today's video is all about direction. Because let's face it, no one likes getting lost. Not in a new city, not in a shopping mall, and definitely not in a presentation.
Imagine walking in Taipei to a new restaurant and following directions from Google Maps on your phone. The weather is nice and all is well.
And then your little blue location dot jumps 2 street over and you look up from your phone and you don't recognize any building or any street sign.
That is so frustrating. That's exactly how your audience feels when your presentation jumps from one idea to another with zero warning and with no good transition phrases.
That's why in this video, we're going to show you how to transition naturally and link your ideas smoothly so that your audience feels relaxed, informed, and engaged.
Let's learn how to transition smoothly.
That was pretty smooth. Don't leave your audience behind.
Why does presentation navigation matter? Can't the audiences just follow along?
Well, no, because your audience didn't study your slides last night. They don't know what you know. They are seeing your content for the first time. So you need to be their guide.
Like a tour guide at a museum? That makes sense. They know where the best artwork is.
Exactly. And they know how to guide you through the history and the artwork's importance. It's all about flow and structure. Basic sentence structures. Level 1.
Let's start with the basics. Some of the clearest transitions are the simplest and they help your listeners to follow you.
Here are some beginner-friendly sentences to direct attention and navigate between slides. Next slide. Next point. Take a look at the image on the right. Now, if you look at the bottom section, now we will move to our next topic. Before we continue, here's a quick summary. There are 3 main ideas for this section. First,
these phrases tell your audience where to look, and they tell your audience where they are in the flow.
They are simple, clear, and effective. Now, let's turn up the heat. Advanced sentence structures. Level 2.
Ready to sound even more professional? Let's upgrade with some more advanced sentence structures.
These phrases not only guide your audience, but they also help you sound fluent and polished. For example, as you can see in the top right corner, this chart highlights the key trend.
Let me draw your attention to the lower half of the slide where we see a contrasting example.
Before we move on, let's wrap up this point with a quick comparison.
Now, shifting gears to the next part of the presentation.
Let's transition to the final section, where we'll discuss the implications.
What you'll notice first on this slide is
this connects directly to what we discussed in the previous section.
These phrases help you link ideas. They don't just tell people where they are. They tell them where they've been, where they're going next, and why each step matters.
By narrating your thought process, the audience can follow your ideas easily. Mini role play. Bad transitions versus good transitions.
Now let's see what bad and good transitions sound like in some real-life scenarios.
So our topic is food waste, and here you can see some stats. Okay, and over here we did a little interview, and anyway, that's our conclude.
Wait, what? Stats? Interviews? Where are we? Are we done?
All right, I get it. I messed up. How would you say it clearly?
Here's our agenda for this presentation. First, I'll introduce the issue of food waste and explain why it matters. Then, I'll describe our interviews and survey data. Finally, I'll share 3 recommendations for improvement. Let's begin with the main problem. Did you know in many university cafeterias, much unpurchased food is thrown away every day?
Wow, this version is so much better. Clear direction, natural flow, everyone can follow. I really see how short sentences can make sense and how long sentences can kind of confuse the audience.
That's right, and you can do it too. When writing a script, keep your ideas simple for each slide. For example, including an introduction, main point A, main point B, and a conclusion.
And it's like plotting your route before starting the trip. So, you don't get lost, and neither will your audience. How to use your voice to guide attention. Now let's talk about your voice. Simply put, how you say things matter.
If your tone is flat, you are uninteresting. If your speed is rushed, your audience can't follow what you're thinking. So here are some vocal tricks to use while guiding and transitioning.
You can also slow down before a transition or when you introduce a big idea. On the other hand, you could also speed up a little when you're making an exciting point.
For example, the results of this study indicate that petting a cat every day can actually make you happier.
So increasing your pace can show your excitement, and slowing down can show that your next point is very important. Slide transitions. Don't just click, connect. Now let's talk about moving between slides. Too often we just click to the next slide. Boom. No warning, no explanation, new information, new topic. So overwhelming.
Audiences need you to bridge the ideas from each slide. Here are some helpful ways to introduce new slides. Try saying, now that we've looked at the causes, let's move on to the effects. We've just explored the problem. Now let's turn to some solutions. The next slide connects to what we discussed earlier about X. These are connection phrases. They create a flow, one clear step at a time. Now, onto our tips and visual aids. Visuals are not self-explanatory.
Let's have some real talk about visuals. They don't speak for themselves. They just don't.
Visuals include graphics, charts, graphs, schematics, and diagrams.
Imagine a presenter shows a graph with tons of data, many colors and categories and complex trends, with no explanation. What will the audience think? What am I looking at? What matters? Is that number important? What are even those units?
As the presenter, you need to guide your audience through your visuals. Let's use a graph as an example for narration. Here are some example guiding sentences. The chart is titled,
on the y-axis, we see
the three categories are.
This diagram shows the relationship between X and Y.
This chart shows a steady increase from period 1 at 50% to period 4 at 75%.
What you may notice first is
there are two things I want to highlight here.
Use very direct and specific language when describing your visuals. Tell the audience which part of the graph you are talking about so they don't get distracted by the other details.
Pro tip: hide information on the graph that you're not talking about. That way, the audience only focuses on the information that you want them to.
Just like the museum guide, you don't want your tour group to look at the Van Gogh painting when you are talking about the Picasso painting. Roleplay: the lost versus the guided audience.
Now, let's see it in action. First, the bad presenter.
So I know the slide is very confusing. You don't have to look at it. I think the main point is the category 1 is the best.
What are we supposed to look at? Are they done? Was that important?
Okay, fine. I wasn't very clear. So can you please show us an improved example with better guidance?
Let me try. Now that we've looked at the background, let's look at this chart. The title is International Trends in High School Study Abroad Challenges. On the right, you'll see a spike in 2020, indicating that COVID-19 played a serious role in increasing student stress.
Clear, confident, calm. That's the presenter I want to be. Let's do a quick checklist of some classic mistakes to avoid.
Try to avoid reading your script word for word, not telling the audience where to look, jumping to the next slide with no warning, moving too fast through visuals, using vague language like, "So yeah, this one's interesting."
Avoiding those things will help your audience follow your story. Summary table.
Okay, time for your cheat sheet. This summary table gives you go-to phrases and why they work. Take a screenshot of this table to reference later.
These phrases will ensure a smooth, engaging, easy-to-follow presentation that people actually enjoy. Recap and takeaways. So, what have we learned today?
1. Your slides don't speak for themselves. You need to guide your audience slide by slide, clearly and confidently.
2. Tell your audience where they are in your slide and presentation. Do it often. Tell the audience what's next, and tell them why your main points matter.
3. Your voice, your pace, and your tone help signal direction. Remember to narrate the journey. Remember, your job isn't just to speak information, it's to lead a journey. Walk with your audiences, just like a museum guide, and don't leave them behind.
In the next video, we will be talking about how to keep your Q&A responses short and sweet.
Thanks for watching. If you want some personalized guidance, sign up for Cal's free tutoring in PU 101 or in the Gongguan Library.
See you in the next video!